Good evening. Thanks for clicking on the long range outlook for East Coast Weather Authority. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith. It's almost 7 o'clock here in the East Coast on 11/29/2017. And we're coming up onto the beginning of December here. It's crazy with all the Black Friday shopping and Thanksgiving. And then we're going right from one holiday into another major one of the year coming up soon, of course, Christmas. So lots of people are out there running around, taking advantage of the warm weather we have here in the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast and getting some shopping done early. And it looks like some of this disturbances will skate by to the north. It's going to remain mild here across much of the southeast, and especially into the first week of December. But then all of a sudden, a major pattern change comes and affects everybody all the way down into like probably Orlando or so. I mean, pretty much this cold blast is going to affect people like all in through here. So this is going to be pretty frigid out there once we get into the 9th of December. And I want to show you what I'm talking about. There is some moisture down here across the space coast of Florida, some onshore showers, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, because of this whole tropical disturbance down here. And it's going to kind of push away. It's not going to really do much except bring some showers to the Bahamas. And that's pretty much it. They're not expecting a type of development from this. And it looks like this is a subtropical jet stream getting active out here in the Pacific Southwest. Right out there. And then also we have these storms coming in from the west, so we can get some kind of big system up here in the Midwest and it heads up this way. That's the pattern for now, but that's going to change. And let me show you exactly what it is I'm talking about. Hit on some high points here, and we're looking at let's see, let's take it back a frame first. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you here. This is a model image right around the 30th, which is tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this video. It could be yesterday because you might not be watching this video until this weekend. But Friday, Thursday night into Friday is looking like our next chance for some rain here across anywhere from Georgia up through Pennsylvania, especially the mountains here. Most likely to get wet as we go into Thursday evening here at around maybe like 8 o'clock in the evening by then. But then Friday's looking like possibly a damp day here, so it might be some travel issues. And that's another highlight I want to show you is Tuesday, the 5th, which is our next shot of rain. And this is a pretty significant cold front coming in much of the East Coast. There's actually the low pressure center up around here, but that is going to make us like more. That's not going to affect any of us down here. That's just a strong low pressure system for Canada. All this blue lines right here is cold going into the 5th or so. And then after this system clears out, our next shot is, look at this. This is the 9th of December. So this is the big change that everybody's talking about here. Let me see if I can show you some more of it. There we go, right there. This is like where the big L is. And it's just going to be some kind of Arctic piece of polar energy that comes down here, and is yes what people will refer to as the polar vortex. This is around 12/9 though, and we might ask, what's going to happen after the 9th or so? Well, we can take a look at the jet stream, and it can give us our clues. Even if the jet stream is at 300 millibars and not 250, I mean, we can go up to 200 millibars, and I guess that would show us a little bit more of an better indicator of what the long-range patterns are going to do. So here's a ridge, and this is going to be warm into later this week, heading into the weekend of the first, second, and third. And this is going to be quite an interesting jet stream setup, especially around the 1st, because that southern branch jet stream gets active, and I didn't think it was. So what that's going to do is it's going to transport moisture here, and it's also going to take into account the disturbances coming off the coast. But the only thing is can we get it warm enough or cold enough to actually cause anything, because this is zonal flow off the west coast. So that's understandable, and that's why it's going to be so warm into the 2nd or so. And then we're looking at the 3rd, continued warm of this 3rd of December. And then we're into the 4th now. The pretty strong tropical jet stream comes across there. So it's pumping in a lot of warmer air. And then look at this little jet streak over Texas as we're into the 6th or so. This could be some kind of a severe setup. especially if there's going to be Arctic air coming in and making us cold. As we head into the 7th, that's a very interesting pattern because it takes the southern branch of the jet stream and the northern branch and combines them right here, which would be an ideal setup for some kind of snowstorm or something across the southeast as we go into the 9th. Maybe that could be the next talk of the town. I'm not going to hype that up and say that, but that jet stream across the south is screaming. Here comes the energy diving in from the Pacific Northwest. This could really get us going here, especially the 9th into the 10th. I mean, when the jet stream is over the East Coast like that and combines with moisture, it's look out. But it looks like it goes back into maybe a little bit of a warming pattern once again. The Pacific jet stream is going to be really strong from the west. Let me show you what we're talking about here. If we go over to regional. Yeah, okay. See, we could, if you look offshore, we can see the jet stream is actually going to be screaming off of California. So that's not the most ideal conditions after the 11th or 12th for any type of snowstorm. But the northern branch of jet stream being from the north is actually good, as there is a shift around the 14th or so. So looking like we're going to remain, we're going to be active, and it's going to be really cold around the 9th or so. So this is something that we're going to have to watch. Now let's take a look at the North Carolina area for not only the jet stream, but also for the temperature anomalies. Okay, so here's right after the 9th on the 10th, when we just had our cold blast and the cold air is still lingering around on the 10th of December or so. And that pattern kind of likes to stay around into the 12th or so. But then looking at later this month, or I should say middle of December, it looks like a southeast ridge tries to build again. And then in turn, there's going to be a deep trough out there for the west, including Denver and the Great Plains, and all the way up into the Dakotas and Canada, even down into even parts of northern Mexico and the Texas border, with all the cold and snow. And there could be some kind of winter storm with Texas Panhandle here, and that could be happening in the next couple days too. So, I mean, if this is right, that trough is going to lift out and blast the east with even more cold on the 15th or so. So we're going to have to watch out for these repeated cold shots that come down through the northern branch of the jet stream, and they're being transported by a breakdown in the polar vortex, which is going to affect mainly England and Ireland and the rest of Europe over there, Western Europe anyway, with more of these types of active storm systems and below normal pattern out there for them as well. And we're going to start to get a piece of that here coming around the 15th or so, and that's what we can expect is going to be the cold. It's coming. Okay, totally normal for this time of year, but the question is how cold does it get? That will make the decision whether it's below or near normal. Thanks a lot for watching this segment of East Coast Weather Authority. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith.